Over the course of October, I made a YouTube short of a build every day. This is a compilation of every one of those shorts. So let's begin. Wait, 1 second. Ah, that's much better. Now, sit back, or don't, and watch this as you wait for the next big video. Trust me, it's gonna be a good one. Welcome to Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is Orchard, so with 30 minutes on the clock, let's get started. I think it's always better to build small but go big on details, so that's exactly what I'll be doing for most of this challenge. Since it's the first day, I decided to keep things simple and just build a fruit tree. I started with the structure of the trunk and then employed the age-old tactic of mixing leaves for shading. For the fruit, I used resin to look like oranges. Now the tree was done, but I still had a lot of time left, and the build doesn't seem too much like an orchard to me. So I built a ladder to reach the leaves and started building a cart. I failed miserably. Instead, I built a pickup truck and just barely finished in time. I used only replay shots here, but let me know in the comments if you want first-person view as well. Today is day 2 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is creepy crawlies, so with 30 minutes on the clock, let's get right into it. Now, I was not looking forward to this theme. Building organic shapes in Minecraft is extremely annoying and difficult, but in an effort to not be generic, I chose a centipede. Why? Anyway, using this reference image, I quickly selected a color palette and laid a basic plan for the shape of the centipede. I used a weird combination of fences and walls for the legs, and so they look a little, disconnected when rotated. As for the head, I think I nailed it instantly, so I quickly moved on after finishing it. Since the build was pretty much complete and I still had around 10 minutes left, I did some cleanup until thinking of a genius idea. In the last 5 minutes, I built a road to make the centipede look like it's rampaging through a city. And here's the final build. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed because today is day 3 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is flooded, and since I wanted to mix things up for the end of the week, I invited 2 of my friends to help me build. I recorded it, but didn't pick up their audio, so more narration for me, I guess. For this theme, I had a vivid idea of a house on stilts surrounded by water, and while organizing 3 people to work on it proved challenging, what are you doing? It tripled our efficiency. I started with building the terrain and house and began texturing both while Wi-Fi and Apollo worked on the roof and driveway respectively. I made sure to add in as many little details as possible, like this staircase or these tilted windows. And after a lot of work, the house was done. So I added in some water, then some plants to make the ground look overgrown. I made sure to include a half-submerged tree to really give it the flooded feel, but it wasn't really selling it. So for the second time, I built a last-minute car and finished with 7 seconds left. Here's the result. I really like how this one turned out, so subscribe if you do too, because it's day 3 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today the theme is skeleton. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Let's go! I thought the best starting point would be Mr. Undertale's iconic blue eye. From there I built his eye socket and copied it over to the other side, a method that would save me loads of time throughout this entire theme. I easily built his nose and mouth, and now we're Oh, that's so wrong. So clearly the head needs a bit of work. I eventually got the shape right though. But I had a lot of time left, so I decided to try and make it 3D. I laid out a plan and filled in the gaps, only bothering with one side because again, copy pasting. It took a lot of trial and error to get the curves to look right, but I finally landed on this. However, I again had a bit of time left, so I built a last minute car. Nah, just kidding. I gave Sans part of his jacket to complete the build. And while it looks a little wonky from the side, I think it turned out great. Let me know what you think in the comments, but for now, today is the 5th day of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme today is arcane, so let's start the clock. To be honest, I had absolutely no idea what to do for this theme. The first idea that came to mind was a magical crystal on a hill, so I used Axiom's rock tool to sculpt some terrain, and then added some moss and detailing. When it came to the crystal, I did this weird asymmetrical shape that somehow works. To sell the scale of it, I built a platform to view it from, and then littered random debris in the air as if the crystal had some gravitational force to it. Now I was done, and I may have 12 minutes left over, but I'm sleep deprived, so I'm cutting it here. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed because it's the 6th day of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Our theme today is fallen leaves, and I'm once again joined by my friend Apollo, so let's do it. Apollo started with a rake, while I tried to build a dead leaf, and I think it worked pretty well. I'm working on a leaf
Is this
right
a
now.
leaf or a rake? Okay, I was just curious.
However, the prompt is fallen leaves, not fallen leaf, so I'd need to make a few more. I worked away trying to vary the colors and shapes of the leaves. I also changed the ground to have a more dirty look. This entire time, Apollo had been making this ladybug. Just thought I'd mention that. Anywho, I made a few small plants and mushrooms, and Apollo gave the leaves more color variation.
I got you, Chief.
Now we only had a few minutes left, so you can probably guess what we did.
Just be sure to specify that these are ants, okay? I don't think people are going to know what they are without the specification.
Aside from sands, this is the only non-player scale build I've done in this challenge. Comment whether you like it or not, and I'm sure I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 1 week mark of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme is Labyrinth, and I'll be taking heavy inspiration from the Lost Woods in Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, also the Foxeneer is here. The very first thing we made was the Master Sword altar, but we quickly moved on to the surrounding trees. Similar to the Great Deku tree, I wanted to make the centerpiece be a cherry blossom. To make it more interesting though, I made it grow out of the stem of a larger tree. Next, we needed more dead trees for the build to live up to its theme. With a lot of building and a touch of copy pasting, the trees and foliage went by super fast. I even carved a creeper face in this one. But if you've played Breath of the Wild before, you'd know that the Lost Woods are very foggy. And while I can't exactly add a glass fog illusion around the entire thing, I could always add it in post. Nevertheless, we needed to do something, and thus the little wispy things were born. Now it's looking good. But I still had some time left, so I built a last-minute master cycle, if you can call it that, and called it there. Also, I forgot to record, so this entire video was in reverse. Comment if you caught that or not. But because it was, I feel like ending by saying, it's now day 8 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Our theme today is patina, so I guess we're doing copper now. And you know what update we can't use yet? The copper raid! Anyway, we're making a big copper golem. I started on some little legs and made them at an angle because I hate my life, and the Foxeneer worked on the head. After I cloned the leg and found a spot for the torso, I was able to add some of the copper golem's details. And arms, can't forget those. Then I saw this little circle and had a big brain idea. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Fox moved the head over, but it was off-centered, so we attempted to fix that while I began patina-ifying the little big guy. While working my way around, I gave him some exhaust pipes and machine thingies, and with a few more adjustments, he came to life. This may not be my best build, but it was a lot of fun. I hope to see you next time because... Welcome to day 9 of Buildtober, which I don't actually have anything to show for. You see, it was late at night and I thought, oh, what if I just build with 3 people in 10 minutes, which is a good idea. But today's theme is fungus, so our deranged minds made this, and it must have been some force of nature that stopped me from recording this abomination, because not only did I forget flashback, my whole recording corrupted, so all I have in terms of footage are these questionable voice lines.
All of a sudden, the floor is kind of red.
No, use that for like the fungusy areas, you know?
This is the ZZ Zaza one.
Here, let's stand on the foot. Yeah.
And I guess it's for the better because I don't even want to look at this. Anyway, it's day 10 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Who's ready for another reference? I took some liberties with the theme of Hallowed and attempted to make the Titan from Deltarune. And I cooked. I started with the head and then the save point off front part. Now let's switch to nighttime so you can see the light blocks I placed. They really make the build feel more dramatic. From there I gave it the black cloud seen in battle in an attempt to delay the inevitable. The wings. All jokes aside though, these came out much better than I expected. I essentially laid a shape for each one and then added all the wingy details. And then I was done. I expected to do terribly on this one, but I guess through sheer determination I was able to make it work. This is actually my favorite build yet, but which one is yours? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time because...
It's day 11 of Buildtober,
where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour.
Yada yada yada. Now you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Truth is, Mr. HankSchenk decided to go on a vacation. So, he made a great mistake and put me in charge of his channel. Today seems altered, and even though my building skills are the best, I decided to enlist the help of Raptor Boy. We decided to go with an abandoned-y, cultish-y-like building with a spooky altar in the middle. Rapper started with this pillar while I tried to figure out how to use Axiom and failed miserably. Then, I started working on the inside and the ruins of the building while Raptor began to build this spooky cage on top of his pillar. Then we made it nighttime, lit it up a little bit, we added some finishing touches, then we wanted to fix up the entrance a little bit, so Raptor built this cool friggin' entrance. And that was really about it. This actually turned out really cool, and I think it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Finally, remember to hit that subscribe button, or this could be you! Anyway, see you tomorrow, and... It's day 12 of Buildtober, where I will not be making a Minecraft build for every day in October. Before we begin, I want to let everyone know that today is the last day of HankSchenk's vacation, which also means it's the last day of my channel takeover. Anyway, Today's theme is orange, and I decided to go with a spooky, scary pumpkin. I first started on the face, and this is when I was like, this is gonna be so easy. I was really wrong. After I decided what block I wanted to use for the pumpkin, I began working on the sides. Now, I don't know why this was so hard for me, but I spent like 5 minutes trying to match both of the sides up and keep them even with the face. Finally, once I finished both sides, I started working on the back, and I genuinely have never felt so confused in my life. After spending almost 15 minutes on the back, I finally finished it. So lastly, I got to work on the top and the stem of the pumpkin. Then I realized how the ground was still plain grass, so with 1 minute left on the clock, I did some last minute puzzle placing. While it isn't a last minute car, it will have to do. This is the final product, and for someone who does not know how to build in Minecraft, I'm actually really proud of myself. Finally, I want to thank HankSchenk for letting me do this, as it's been so much fun building and needing to edit these videos as well. And finally, for the last time, I won't see you tomorrow, and remember, I'm going to let everyone know that today is the last day of HankSchenk's vacation, which also means it's the last day of my channel takeover.
So that didn't age well. I'm still on vacation, so today I'm recording a voiceover from my phone and building with a trackpad. Surely this will go well. The theme is ancient, so I decided to make a guardian from Breath of the Wild. After swapping left and right click, I began on the body. Apart from the fact that placing each block caused me physical pain, it came together pretty easy. But when I got to the head, I realized that I had to change the proportions. Next came the legs, which were oddly easy, especially with good old Axiom's rotate tool. I then made it look like it's shooting a laser and finished with some time left to make a last-minute master cycle. This was way harder than it seemed, and I never want to do it again. And it all started when Apollo said, I'm back for another day of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is stars, so let's get started. My idea is to make a spaceship flying through the stars, so I used this NASA shuttle as my reference and got to work. The body of the shuttle was made a lot easier by the fact that I only had to build half of it before copy pasting, so I spent the time saved detailing it as much as I could, even employing the new shelf blocks for depth. Then I made the 5 engines and realized this doesn't have any stars in it, so I frantically started placing end rods all around the shuttle before placing it on a black background and adding even more stars. Sadly, I didn't have time for a last-minute car, but a shuttle is basically a space car, so if you think about it, this is a first-minute car. Anyway, make sure to subscribe because we've made it to the halfway point of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. And it's gonna be a fun one because the theme is liminal. I love liminal spaces, and for this build I wanted to make a high school hallway. So I found this eerie looking picture and attempted to replicate it. Unlike many of my other builds, I worked with the small details first before even the structure was decided. But once I was happy with this small chunk, I cloned it a few times until I got the desired hallway length. I found this exit sign on Reddit, and it's essentially the focal point of the build. The doors can only be seen as an outline or from far away, so they aren't the most detailed. Finally, I capped off the last hallways, and here you have it. Subscribe if you think this is accurate to the picture, and I can't believe it's day 16 of Buildtober.
Please, 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 can I help with this one?
I guess so?
Hip hip hooray!
The theme is wicked, and this is the reference image I was sent. So for the broom, I started with a curved line of wood and then thickened it up a little bit. Then I built these weird finger things on the one end before we both turned our attention to the end of the broom. We decided to make it green because why not, and used as many spindly blocks as possible. In the end, it's kind of a mess, but in a good way. Next, we needed something to sit on the broom. And neither of us are good at building people, but do you know what we are good at building? She's beautiful and looks just like her parents. All in all, this one isn't bad, so don't forget to like and subscribe because it's day 17 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is remains. I recently played Undertale Yellow and decided to build what remains after the game's end. So I shaped the brim of the hat using the wonderful spruce wood set. Again, Axiom is a lifesaver, because the hat is symmetrical in 2 ways. With the brim's base complete, I worked on sculpting the weird center part. Since it's such a round shape, I had a bit of trouble replicating it. I eventually got it though, and we can call the hat done. Next, I built Clover's wild revolver laying on the ground like in the picture, and I think I nailed it. Finally, I used my last few minutes to make the yellow soul and add some dirt to the ground below. I'm quite proud of this build, and I think I did the game justice. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments because welcome to day 18 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme today is fog, and I want to make a boat. So with the timer started, I got to work. I initially laid down a few blocks to get a feel for the size of the boat, and then filled in the gaps with as much texture as I could, like nether quartz's barnacles. Then I moved on to the deck and cabin, where I created the illusion of windows and railings with trapdoors and fences. I then built the mast using techniques I learned in Mogswamp videos, but I was running out of time and currently didn't have any fog. Sadly, my detailing caused me to miss the timer and go into overtime, but with the addition of water and a glass fog trick, I think it looks amazing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and today is day 19 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme today is decay, and I didn't have many ideas, so I ended up making a huge wither rose. After laying out a block palette, I built a spiraling stem and used walls and stairs to make it more round. This was difficult because Minecraft has very few green block sets. Next, I made the head of the rose, and even with a reference image, it was a challenge to get the shape and petals to look good. I eventually landed on this and moved on to add some wilting leaves. Finally, I added some decay to the ground beneath the flower, but still had time left over. There. Are you happy? Anyway, I hope to see you tomorrow because it's day 20 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today the theme is Soulfire, and with how well the Wither Rose from last time came out, me and Apollo took that literally. We set out a soul campfire for reference and built up the logs and charcoal. Next, I splurged some fire-like blocks all over the place to get a rough outline, and then cleaned it up a bit while Apollo added some texture and sparks. I then added a gradient to the embers to make them more interesting, and we finished by painting some last-minute podzol and carving a few pumpkins. Also, this is a Soulfire ant, by the way. Anyway, I like these builds that are bigger versions of existing blocks. Let me know if you'd like to see more of them, because welcome back to day 21 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Except today I'm running out of time, and so it's gonna have to be 10 minutes. Because of all the beautiful ants Apollo has been building, when I saw the theme sealed, I thought of an ant farm. So it's time to rush. I made a simple frame and filled in some tunnel-like shapes with packed mud. Then I closed the gaps and gave the tunnels more shape. Next, I applied some texture to the dirt and placed ants all over the place. I was able to close off the frame in the last 30 seconds. Now, I have to hurry and click post before midnight, so I'll see you next time, and today is day 22 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Our theme this fine evening is Pale Garden. This may be as literal as it gets. I decided I was going to build a tree, but I have 30 minutes, so this has got to be the best frickin' tree I've ever made. As always, I started with the shape, and I'm basing it off a real-life weeping willow tree. I textured the bottom and made the branches with fences and gates, and then brought in the leaves. I used a combination of leaves, dead coral, and pale hanging moss to give it that frizzy but droopy look. After that, I textured the ground and added roots. Now, I had nothing left to build in the last 2 minutes, so have a picture of my cat. Aw, it's so cute. Anyway, be sure to subscribe because I'm so close to 1K, and
don't explode.
get out of it! It's day 23 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. This may be a bit of a stretch, but for the theme Forgotten, I want to build something from one of my old videos. Roll the clip. Oh, he's back finally!
What? No, don't explode.
Get out of it! Sorry to all headphone users. Anyway, this plane is perfect for our purposes, so we began with the front to work out a scale for the rest of it. Apollo made the propeller while I constructed the tail and front wings. Because the original was fully blue, we decided to take some liberties with the design and make it more detailed. But after building a seat and swapping the landing gear to be more accurate, we gave the plane some wind trails and called it there. The build may be on the smaller side, but I enjoy anything with a vehicle. Thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers, and
Alright, Jaden's bus is here.
today is day 24 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme today is shade, and I think this is finally the day I take this person up on their suggestion by building a school bus on a shady road. But wait! It has to be a last-minute bus, so I won't start it until under 10 minutes are left. Anyway, me and Wi-Fi both started on the trees that provide the shade, using glass and colorful blocks as leaves. Then Wi-Fi went to work on the road while I rushed out a few more trees. While I couldn't exactly make a dense forest in 20 minutes, I think this looks pretty good. Regardless, a hill and dirt texture was necessary to complete it. Then we hit 10 minutes and locked in on this school bus. In the end, I think we did a pretty good job at replicating that fall feeling. Let me know what you think in the comments, because welcome to day 25 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is ritual, so with the timer started, let's get to work. Wi-Fi began on this big cauldron while I made the walls to a ruined church around it. A totally unique idea. Going off this reference, I added broken windows and floors to give the build more depth. Meanwhile, Wi-Fi made the cauldron pop more, quite literally considering the amount of bubbles he put in it. Then we hung a villager over the concoction, poor guy, and built a crane to hold him. Finally, we put an evil and malicious vindicator ready to drop the villager. There wasn't really a way to fit a last-minute car here, so we did this for a minute and a half. Happy birthday to this person and a shout out to this guy. I hope to see you next time, and... It's day 26 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in 1 hour. Heh. Bet you weren't expecting that one. The theme is puppet, and I have an amazing idea. However, I think we'll need more than 30 minutes to complete it. Anyway, I started with Spamton's legs and worked up to his torso and armor. Next came the head, which was so difficult that it made me leave and have dinner. But when I got back, I locked in on his hair. Get it? Hair? Locked? Anyway, I then built Spamton's left arm holding a phone and his right arm with the Pippus cannon on the end. Finally, I filled in the back, added some strings, Apollo did his daily contribution of this little glow on the cannon, and we finished just in time. I think this came out great. We forgot the wings, didn't we? I think this came out great, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's. Until then... Today's day 27 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. And I low-key had way too much work to even build this one. Mondays, am I right? Anyway, luckily I have Mr. Apollo here to do it for me. The theme is macabre. The theme is macabre, so Apollo decided to make a classic spooky graveyard. He started with the outside gates and some podzol, and then he made the place look more abandoned with some cobwebs and signs. Oh god! Next, he laid out all the gravestones, and I really like all the messages he put on them. Finally, he gave the place lighting and a trail, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe because... Today is day 28 of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme today is Willow the Wisp, and as per Hextron's request, me and Apollo will be building the Poe collector from Tears of the Kingdom. I marked out the basic shape with Axiom, and then started on the facial details. I even made it so the eyes follow you wherever you move. While I was working, Apollo had placed a bunch of soul torches in the air to act as little wisps. I laid some foliage onto the statue before moving on to the hood. Also, Apollo hid this little ghost of himself in the hat, because it's Willow the Wisp. Anyway, we finished by rounding out the corners and adding some rocks around the base. Oh, and a last-minute master cycle. We're so close to the end of this challenge, so subscribe if you want to see it through. But for now... We're nearing the end of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. The theme is Void, and I want to build a hyper-realistic skeleton. But to make it on theme, I'll be building with barrier blocks. And I cooked with this one. I started with the rib cage to give the skeleton some good scale, and then I moved on to the head. Because of my experience with sands, this was pretty easy. So, I then moved the build up so I could make the legs and arms. I tried to be anatomically correct with these, so let me know in the comments if they look good. Anyway, I gave the skeleton a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. I don't think I'll ever be able to top this shading. Oh yeah, and I built a last-minute Beezlepunk Apache attack helicopter. This is by far my best build yet, so subscribe so you can see the last 2 parts of Buildtober, because... We've made it to the penultimate day of Buildtober, where I'm making a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour. Today's theme is snowfall, and I actually did a little sketch of what I wanted to do for this one. Now I just need to translate it into the game. So I started with the front of the cabin and its roof. It was difficult to get the snow to not look messy with the slab roof, but I think I struck a good balance once the other walls were made. I then added a black backdrop and these tree silhouettes to give the illusion of a deep forest. After that, I made yet another tree, which I feel like I've gotten much better at. I initially made it brown, but changed it to match the snow. Finally, I spent a frustrating amount of time making a crescent moon and even ran out of time, but I kept going and eventually landed on this. Also, this is what it looks like as this guy. Be sure to come back for tomorrow because... Welcome to the grand finale of Buildtober, where I made a Minecraft build for every day of October in half an hour, more or less. The last theme on the list is revival, so what better way to end the month than with a revival of the very first build, the orchard. So with 30 minutes on the clock, let's get right into it. Oh yeah, and I invited 4 other people to help me. I started by loading into Axiom for some quick terrain. That gave us a base to build upon, which I quickly added the main tree to. While I did that, Fox and Apollo worked on a farmhouse, and Raptor Boy made the trunk of a second tree. I used good old BOO methods, both for my tree and for teaching Raptor. And as a bit of advice, always use reference images when making something real. We did have an entire argument over the tree's fruit. It's an orange tree! But our end result was fantastic. While Fox's house took shape, I added details such as a path, rocks, signs, pods, and the ladder from day 1. Then Hextron joined and made a giant grape. along with some other viewer suggestions. But then, after the back of the house was cleaned up, there was only one thing left to build. The last minute car. This is definitely an upgrade. Thank you all so much for watching this series, and look forward to a few more videos on it. But until then,